go after this and work with the city on it, we were looking for a certified local government partner, which enables more money, more grants. And to do that, it would require a commitment from the city, which already is a certified local government in the state of Texas. What we did is, when we lost that opportunity with the city, the folks at the county approached us and said, would you be able or willing to work with us to create a certified local government within the county? Which we said, yeah, absolutely. That's very time consuming, much more so than even the inventory that we're talking about doing. And so along that way, one of the county commissioners came to us and said, how about seeing if we can do this, if we can apply for hotel motel funds to offset the cost and pursue it as a county. We checked into it, we found out it was a go. We ran like a banshee with it because it's just, I tell you, we don't want to pass up an opportunity like that. And everything is going to be enabling the citizens of downtown, Segundo Barrio Chihuahuita and downtown, all that opportunity is just going to open wide for them for not only the federal funds to be enabled for them, the reimbursements, and so on, but other funds.
Right.
So it's not just that. So we're really excited about it. And the county was 100% behind it. I mean, there was just no argument whatsoever. The judge, all the commissioners.
Unanimous vote.
Absolutely unanimous. Right. They're really excited about it.
And we have heard from property owners in the downtown area who are excited about unleashing these federal dollars.
Oh, we have too. Absolutely. In fact, it's funny because the very same neighborhoods that we were told weren't interested in it, the folks called and said, we are interested in it.
Max, I believe you were out of the country when the survey discussion was happening last summer, so we didn't have a chance, I feel like, to do a proper interview. But I remember your name came up a lot when we were talking about this, especially with people who were opposed to the survey. There was this general feeling that your approach was adversarial, not collaborative. There was this, I remember this fear. A lot of people would tell me that you would use social media to either shame or shame property owners or elected officials who did not align with your vision of preservation. I'm sure you heard some of this criticism. What did you think when you heard these kinds of
I think
things?
A lot of that had to do with our reaction to the demolitions of two Trost buildings that took place a couple of years before our plan came to the fore. In our discussions with property owners, with politicians, with stakeholders, we've had nothing but positive discourse. Bernie and I have been meeting with members of the city, members of the county, property owners, investors, cultural institutions, with regard to our plan for a very long time now, and our discussions have always been very civil and very productive. The bottom line is that our plan from the beginning has been pro-business. The idea is to unleash federal and state tax credits without imposing a single regulation on property owners. It's a win-win, and property owners within these districts, they can still demolish their buildings. They can still paint them purple, but they won't want to, because now their buildings will be far more valuable, given that up to 45% of the cost of renovation would be paid for through federal and state tax credits without costing El Pasoans a penny.
And we heard that over and over and over again. And I remember even, city staff saying, no regulations, this doesn't come with strings attached. But it felt like no matter how many times people said that, there was still this belief that there was an end game to this. I'm sure I'm sure it was a learning lesson for a lot of people involved in this process. So what happened? I mean, why was there so much distrust?
Can I be totally honest with you?
Please do.
I have no idea. I have no idea, because we look at other Texas cities that are 2, 3, 4 years ahead of us in this process, and we're talking about billions of dollars in investment. Just to cite San Antonio, they have a number of national historic districts already in the center in the center of their community. And heritage tourism is a $2.5 billion industry already in San Antonio. It supports thousands of jobs. But they've run $1.4 billion through their downtown, much of that through tax credits, in the last 10 years alone. In El Paso, we attract only 2.1% of the tourism budget of the state of Texas, which is a $65 billion budget. It's 13% of our GDP. It's huge. We attract only 2% of that. And if we want to change that, we have to give people a reason to get off I-10, stay with us for a few days, eat our food, experience our environment, our unique history. And look, architecture is really the main, it's the pillar of that formula. We need our building stock to be renovated and preserved if we're going to take part in that economy.
Mm-hmm.